side. Murphy shooting, save a rebound on the view.
Hey everyone, this is Casey. You are watching the Red Rubber Duck Win All Sports Network. Week 2 of the NFL season is here, and the Pittsburgh Steelers look for not just a win against the Denver Broncos, but also the end zone. Last week against Atlanta, Justin Fields had to take over for an injured Russell Wilson, and despite not scoring any touchdowns, he actually did all right. He was escaping pressure, finding his targets, and taking care of the football. And of course, the defense was one of the MVPs that game, forcing 3 turnovers, including 2 interceptions off of Kirk Cousins. Of course, the MVP was Chris Boswell, going 6 for 6 on field goals, including a 40-plus yard punt when Cameron Johnston got hurt. As for the Broncos, they scored not 1, but 2 safeties and still lost to the Seattle Seahawks 26-20 last week. 2 interceptions from Bo Nix definitely didn't help, but now they're at home against another great defense. Let's see what this game brings to the table. Unfortunately, Russell Wilson will not get the opportunity at revenge due to a calf injury, as well as Justin Fields' performance from last week. Fields will have George Pickens to throw to again, and Pickens was able to get the ball despite all of the attention he got from the Falcons' secondary. He's going into Denver to face a huge challenge with Patrick Surtain II likely to be the one to go against him. Bo Nix should have an easier time since it is a home game, and he will actually have the crowd on his side. Of course, Courtland Sutton is projected to go off, and with Devon Vale being out and Josh Reynolds being limited, they need to watch out for Marvin Mims as he could be a sleeper this week. With TJ Watt breathing down Bo Nix's neck, the Broncos O-line has to protect the rookie quarterback at all costs. Mike McGlinchey gave up 5 pressures against Seattle last week. If you want to beat Watt, that performance is not going to fly. It also does not help that Garrett Bowles will be gone due to a calf injury, and the Steelers' offensive line did a good job last week, and they will try to contain Jonathan Cooper, who had a couple of sacks last week against the Hawks. In terms of the secondary, Knicks will also have to face a deep Steelers secondary that had 2 interceptions last week with Deshaun Elliott and Dante Jackson. Of course, you also have Joey Porter Jr. and Minkah Fitzpatrick to worry about. However, we cannot ignore the Broncos secondary, who had an interception themselves last week with Alex Singleton, and of course, a player you need to watch out for who desperately needs to improve is sophomore cornerback Riley Moss. Now, there are some places where Pittsburgh struggles most of the time. One of these places, for some reason, is Denver. And another guy that happens to have our number is Sean Payton whenever he's on the opposing sideline. However, this was when he was with New Orleans. We will see if he can replicate it with the Broncos. But at the end of the day, I will say that the Steelers will struggle once again in Denver, but they will leave Mile High with the win, 23-20. Now, last season, I did a charity drive where I did 17 different charities in 14 different cities throughout the Steelers season because I wanted to highlight people that are doing great things everywhere. For this year, I wanted to focus on one of my favorite YouTubers, and that's Good Sports. Brandon Perna is one of the best Broncos fans you'll ever meet, and almost every one of his fundraisers is for the longest day from the Alzheimer's Association. I will post the link in the description for all 3 videos. This one, the preview, the live stream, and the recap. And I will do the same thing for Week 8 when the Steelers will face the Giants on Monday Night Football for another YouTuber, and you might figure out who it is later. But that's going to do it for me. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the Red Rubber Duck Win All Sports Network. Enjoy the game tomorrow or later today, depending on when I get this out. But until we meet again, see you guys in the next one. Take care.